So this video I'm going to be going over support and resistance. And if you think of a support, what does a support mean? Well, support means it holds up something, right? And a resistance means it doesn't let something go through. So knowing that, if we type in stock, CRWD, I know this says good support and resistance. We want to, so a support line is basically a line that a stock bounces off of. And I like to use support lines that are bounced and rejected off multiple times. So see how right here this price bounces off this 226.50 level. This is could be considered a support line. And how do you know if it's a support line? Well, if you go back to the history of the chart, if you see this level being bounced off or rejected off of, it would be a good support and resistance line. And support and resistance is interchangeable. It can be the same line. So we see it bounce off this level right here. And then if we look, we also see it reject off the same level. So right here, this line is used as resistance. And remember, resistance keeps something down. So it rejects, goes down, rejects, goes down, and then it breaks over. And as soon as a line breaks over resistance, it is considered support. So now we see it go up, and then it bounces off the same line it broke through, and now it is considered support. So this is very, very simple to go over. I have a thread on my Twitter about support and resistance, like stuff you want to know about it. That is support and resistance. I'm going to show you a couple other examples. Let's see. So right here, right? So this is Peloton Interactive Inc. So we see it bounce off this 80.48 level, and then as soon as it gets down to this level again, when is this? May. So as soon as we see it 5 months later, it comes back down the same level, does the same thing, literally bounces right off. So this is only support in this situation. This is not resistance. So if it ever broke through this line, that would be a good time to short. So that's a good example of a support line. Let's see if we can find any other examples of support or resistance. So this right here would be an example of support and resistance. So see how it rejects right here, rejects again, and then closes over. So now this is a support line, and we see this because as soon as it comes down to this line right here, it bounces right off. So that's a good spot to go long. And again, another spot to go long is when it breaks resistance, but this is a little more risky. I usually like playing the retest of these lines, but it can take a while. And you can use support and resistance on any time frame. So this is the daily time frame, so this is long term. This is another spot it rejected, by the way. So this is long term. So if we go to like the 5 minute and we want to play intraday support and resistance, let's go to sorry guys, I'm trying to find like a good 5 minute support and resistance. So I'm like, some of these are really good examples, but they're a little sloppy. Let me go to SPY. So SPY, if you guys don't know what SPY is, basically this is like a lot of the market follows this. So if this is really green, that means the market is bullish. And as we can look at the daily, we're at all-time highs right now at 459.56. So that means the market is very green right now. Make sure you guys know about SPY because a lot of stocks base it on. So look, today this was resistance. The second time it didn't quite get to the exact line, but it was like 4 cents away. So that's basically resistance for 2 times over this line. So we see it reject off this line, and we see it reject off this. And after this rejection, this is when you draw the resistance. And then see how it breaks this line again. Now this is considered support. So basically do not want to see it go back under this line, or else I'd be bearish, but we want to see it hold this line and then continue based off this line, or we want to see it bounce off this line, then go up. And a rule of thumb I like to use is when I'm trading intraday, I use a 5-minute time frame. And basically, if you want to know whether to go short or long based on a line, you always want to wait till the candle closes over. So see how this candle closes over this line? Always wait for candle closes before taking a long position, because sometimes you will get wicked out. And if we go to IFRX, this is a good one. I played this the other day and got faked out. So let me turn on my extended hours. So look right here. So there's also psychological support and resistance. So like if you think of whole numbers, $5 like a major number. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those could all be used as support and resistances, because usually there's giant people selling at those price areas. So if we look, see how this wicks over the line, but it doesn't close over the line? This means this is not, you would not want to buy in. And I thought this closed over the line. It must have glitched on my phone or something. So I bought in here, but I got faked out and I got stopped out right after. But we see this wicks over and it doesn't keep going up. It rejects because it doesn't, even though it closes past 5, which is a good resistance for penny stocks, we don't see it close over 5. So that means you don't want to go long. So that's why you never want to take a position in the middle of a candlestick. Wait till the candlestick closes for whatever time frame you're using. That's just a general rule of thumb. So we see it reject, and then we see it when it gets back up here again, it rejects. So this is a very strong line here. It rejects 3 times. It doesn't close over at once. So that's another example of resistance. Again, if this were to go over the line, close over, this would now be support. And we would know that if it dropped back down, retested support, and then bounced back up. So that is support and resistance. It's pretty self-explanatory. I can literally just look at a chart and immediately know the support and resistance. And a couple really good key levels people like to use for support and resistance is people will look for the pre-market high and low. So if we go to, let's go to a stock with a lot of volume. So my watch list. So SPY, pre-market high and low. So this is after hours. I'm talking about pre-market. Pre-market's right here. The pre-market high is 455.79. So as soon as it breaks this level, that might be a good idea to go long because it breaks the pre-market resistance. And I think this is a glitch, but so Facebook, if you look at Facebook, this is the pre-market low, 312. And see how it doesn't close over 312. You would not want to go long. This is a bad example because if you wanted to go long and you wanted to wait for the candle close, you'd have to wait till this close and it would already be down so much, and that'd be kind of considered chasing. But if it closes under the support of pre-market, that might be a good time to go short. So a lot of people use pre-market support and resistance. I also use intraday market. I also use intraday support and resistance. So say it bounces off the same level like 3 times during the day. That's another level I like to draw, and we see this on SPY a lot. So this was another pre-market resistance, or this is another resistance point. See how it rejects, and then falls down. So that's another good resistance point. And then when it closes over this, you could have gone long at 457.18, and you could have got in for $1 move. And then we see it bounce off this line later. Right here's a bad example. It doesn't really respect this line, but it bounces off the same line and consolidates. So that's another good example of support and resistance line. So if you guys want to know more about support and resistance, just type in on YouTube how to use support and resistance. You'll see tons of video on it and why it works so well. A lot of people use these levels, and yeah, that is support and resistance. Again, if you guys have anyone who wants to learn about the stock market, make sure to tell them to watch my series. And make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and join my Discord. Use my Webull referral code. Do whatever. Appreciate the support, and have a good night.